I am praying. I am praying that Comcast stays on and that you can hear me. We've been having uh, outages and back on and then off this morning. So, right now, I think I am live. And if you happen to hop on here and join me and can hear me, would you let me know that I am here, you are here, and we're a go? If we should go ahead and cut out again, what I will do is I will come back on as soon as things stabilize and re-record. So I don't see anybody on yet, but I'm going to go ahead and get started with the attempt of trying to get it in before Comcast, you know, unplugs me again. So, today, what I want to talk about is the 2022 fall trends. Always a favorite time of year for me as we're changing seasons and we're going into yet a new cycle of what we're seeing in the stores. And this is always a great time of year for you and for me to think about updating our wardrobes. Do we want to? Do we need to? Is not about being trendy or adopting trends. It's really about knowing what's going to be in the stores, what are the things that are prevalent, and do they fit into who we are? So they're really fun to look at, and that's what I want to share with you today. And they're also very fun to maybe adopt a piece of a trend to freshen up a wardrobe. So, what I want to do is to ask you to explore this question: who am I now, and how do I want to express myself? That's what's really important. My friend Brenda Kinsell, who's no longer with us, has written several books. And she wrote one that is called In the Dressing Room with Brenda. And I just want to read a paragraph that I thought was kind of fun. If you've been out of touch with current fashion, you could feel like you've been swept up by a tornado and dropped someplace where nothing's familiar. Styles can be cuckoo, fabrics unrecognizable. Ah, makes you want to give up before you start. No siree, girl, not to worry. This is doable. It's not as easy as getting back on a bicycle and riding. It's more like picking up a book after not reading for a long time. Reading, thinking about what you read, being stimulated and inspired, and enjoying the process. It's a great read, and this one's all about you. Every chapter. You are the heroine. And here's the plot: you're here to love yourself. Clothes are the tool. So I love that we just remind ourselves of the fact that, clothes are important and that clothes really are the tools to expressing who you are. So let me just ask you this question. Do you get nervous thinking about where this could take you, about having to think about the importance of your closet, the importance of the things that are in it, the importance of what you select? Does that kind of put you in a tailspin? Well, there is one really important thing that I think you can do right now before you add anything for fall. So I'm doing this fall trend advice before we're really into the fall season because I want you to get prepared for it. So, one of the very first things you can do is you can clean out your closet. Okay, get rid of or recycle what no longer is making you happy. I know, I know you've got things in there that just aren't working. So, it's time to dump out the old. And it's too hard to make sense of a wardrobe that's cluttered with clothes that don't fit, or clothes that you don't like, or clothes that are out of date, or clothes that make you feel like your mom, or clothes that just don't make you happy. And I know you have them. I just got finished doing some things in my wardrobe as I was transitioning, into thinking about fall, and I took a lot of stuff out of my closet and off to consignment or to donation. It went. So I want you to be ruthless, okay? And what I want you to do, though, is more importantly than anything, is to have a vision before you even begin to think about these trends I'm going to tell you about, and a vision that will help clarify what would be interesting for you to think about this particular season. So I want you to create the vision of how you want to feel when you wear these clothes. I want you to have the vision of who you are and what your personality is all about. I want you to have a vision of what you want to convey with your style, because your style is going to speak on your behalf before you ever open your mouth. And I want you to have a vision of what colors are going to flatter you and flatter the coloring that you have or that God gave you and you've enhanced in some way with hair color and makeup. And I want you to have a vision of what styles really do work for your body, what fabrics work for your body, what do you love. So, my wish for you is that you're going to have serenity in your closet by getting everything in the closet going in the same direction, saying the same thing, sending the same message. And that every day when you walk to your closet, you're going to have a calm moment instead of one of those moments of schizophrenia. So let's now talk a little bit about the fall fashion trends that I am seeing. So let me get out my notes here. All right. And if you are here, say hi. Well, I see that Patricia, Patty, you're on. Great. And I see some others are on too, so don't forget to say hello. And as we go through, there are 5 major trends that I've identified. And what I'd love you to do is to say yay or nay. Would you do this trend or would you not? All right. So I think this is kind of an exciting season. You know, with COVID, it's been kind of boring, but boy, we have perked up and we are back doing so many of the things that we have loved to do. Whether it's getting back in to seeing our colleagues in the office, whether it's traveling for business, whether it is, just traveling again or having fun, what does that look like for you? And so, the designers and the stores have responded in kind. All right. So there is something for everyone. I can tell you that. These are 5 major categories that are kind of opposites, actually, of everything from the 90s minimalism with sleek shapes in neutral colors, um, even, the humble white tank, let's call it, that's been around, but I mean, now it's coming back this year in a big, big way. And that humble white tank or t-shirt is very opposite from all of the sparkle and the shine that we're seeing, which is another key trend for the year. And a lot of sparkle and shine in our accessories as well. So another unexpected fall trend happens to be bright colors. Usually this is the time of the year where we see those rich, deep colors. Well, this season we're seeing a lot of brights as well. So hallelujah for, my vibrant colored people who love to wear brights. And we're also going to see a lot of cream and a lot of caramel, which is also wonderful for many, many women. And I would say probably arguably the color of the season is hot pink, and a nod to Barbie, the Barbie core trend. So if you're a pink lover, this is going to be your season. We're also seeing goldenrod yellow. We're seeing cerulean blue and Kelly green and shocking oranges and lots more. So those are really the things we see in spring, but this year we're seeing them for fall as well. All right, so let's talk about the 5 key themes of the season and how you're going to work them into your wardrobe if you choose to. Let me just see if I have any, no questions yet. So if you have questions as we go, don't hesitate to put them into the comments area. All right, the first trend, and I'm sure you're all going to be thrilled about this, but it's here in a big way, is the Western trend. Okay, Western inspired styles were everywhere on the runways for fall. And so we're going to see everything from subtly detailed denim shirts to full on cowboy boots. And I'm going to set this down for a moment and just so I can see my notes here. We're also going to see the return to the equestrian jacket that's got that very feminine, you can see it, body hugging silhouette. These jackets are also going to have the very typical patched pockets or patched elbows that we see on typical equestrian jackets. So we're going to see equestrian and Western motifs on sweaters, on dresses, on blouses. You're going to be wearing belts. You're going to be wearing hats. So this is actually a fairly easy trend to work into the wardrobe because you can take a simple piece, you can take a Western belt, you can do a cool cowboy inspired hat, and yet it, is in color, it's fun. And that can be a really fun casual wardrobe update. Also, look at the boots. They are a little bit pared down. They're not so obviously cowboy, but they're really, really fun, I think. And they hit at mid calf and they feature, as you can see, some of the subtle Western detail right there. They're very wearable, they're super versatile, and they're really an instant wardrobe update. They can go over your jeans, they can go over your legging jeans, they can go under a midi skirt. So that might be one thing to look at for a fun way to update rather than booties, maybe adopting cowboy boots or a denim shirt if you need a new one, or possibly even a hat, and then the equestrian style jacket. So those are typical of the Western motif that we're going to see for fall. All right, is the question, would you do any part of that Western theme? If yes, go ahead and say a yes Western or no Western. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that. All right, next, and this is never truly out of style, and that is the preppy style, but it's a big theme for this year. Button down shirts, which are a classic, now are a trend. Everybody is going to be wearing button down shirts. So the question is, are you? Are you going to be wearing striped tees? Are you going to be wearing polo collared sweaters? These are things we normally see in spring, aren't they? But we're seeing them for fall in a big way. We're going to see slouchy pants. We're going to see shorts. We're going to see the cardigan everywhere. And let me just hold up a picture here. Okay, so there are some examples of the polo shirt in a knit. There you're also seeing the button down that's actually paired with a V-neck slip on, but you could also put that with a cardigan, which is very popular. One of the very big, huge trends from shoes would be the preppy loafer. That is the hot shoe trend for the year. So that trend can be sleek, it can be chunky like what you see it, depending on the sole. Menswear inspired, maybe chains, patent leather. I mean, it's the key element of this aesthetic. And then you can see here some Mary Janes that are done in what? A preppy plaid. So yeah, preppy will be here in a big way. Is preppy for you? Is preppy something that you would adopt? Yes or no? Okay, Patty, you said yes on the boots, and I presume you're talking about the cowboy boots. So yes or no on the preppy or any part of the preppy. So, check out J. Crew and Banana Republic and Cool, Kule, all leading the way with this preppy sort of a look. All right, another big trend this year, and I think it's because we're getting back into the office, is business theme. So suiting is back, bigger than it has been in years, probably in 5 years, I'm going to say. So let me go ahead and get my pictures out on that. All right, can you see these pictures? There we go. So we're talking suits, we're talking blazers, we're talking dresses, we're talking blazers over dresses, we're talking matched suits. But the suit is definitely a trend right at the moment. So it's bringing that corporate style back in a major way. And so for those of you that are working and they're in the office, you're going to have some fun with this sort of a look this year. We've been, I don't know about you, but kind of overly relaxed, overly casual in the last few years. And this is just now a way for those post-pandemic professionals to get back in the office. They are the ones that are seeking a little bit of polish, and all of these styles really do deliver. You also see the classic pumps. Think about silk scarves, feminine ties. All of these kinds of things are part of the essentials of the professional business theme for 2022. So rich shades, but look at all the caramels and browns are back in a big way this year too. So, if you don't want to consider a suit, do consider a blazer that you can pair back for everyday outfits. Pair it back to your jeans, pair it back to your wide leg pants, and have fun with it. So a little more tailored in the look. All right, so that is Western, preppy, and business. How about feminine? So if your style leans to the feminine and the romantic, I can tell you this season is definitely for you too. You're going to see subtle silk dresses and soft pastels to full-on feminine flounces and ruffles. There's everything for that feminine personality this particular season. The big trend that I'm noticing is lace. A lot of lace, a lot of florals. And we're doing things in pastel silks, but we're also doing them in knits as well. And we're doing knits with small collars. Here are a few things. Okay, you can see, look at the collar there. Kind of a, what do I want to say? Why is it not coming to me? Not Mandarin, that's not the word, but sort of a shorter funnel neck, if you will. Look at this outfit in that beautiful lace, if you're so inclined. Lace here, we'd probably do it much longer than that, but the florals. So just feminine fabrics, feminine colors, the fabrics as well. So one of the easy ways, if you want to adopt maybe a piece of that look, would be something as simple as adding a lace blouse to the wardrobe and adding pearls. Pearls are going to be everywhere this year. So think about putting on that lace blouse and then, pairing that with your pencil skirt or pairing it with your jeans and then adorn yourself with some pearls. You can add, I'm seeing pearls on shoes, I'm seeing pearls on headbands, obviously pearl jewelry for sure, earrings, necklaces, bracelets. So that might be just a touch, a way of getting that feminine, romantic style into your wardrobe if, again, feminine and romantic are part of your style personality. So would you do feminine? Patricia says, preppy is not for me. Business suits for presentations only and not a lace girl. I see we have other people on the live here, but I'm not seeing your comments. So don't hesitate to say hi and let me know you're here. I'd like to know people are here, and then share. Do any of these themes work for you? And the last theme is boho. Like preppy, I would say the boho is a personal style aesthetic that truly never goes out of style. It's one of my aesthetics. But I would say that this season is really heavy on boho influence. So I'm kind of excited about that. So think about mixed prints, think about flowy skirts. I'm more the print kind of a gal, and you can even see that with what I'm wearing today. This is very boho. I'm not so much the flowy skirt. So that might be a way that you would adopt it. You do it in a top, or you would do it maybe even in, look at this, the pair of shoes. Okay, so this is definitely representative of the boho aesthetic. So you're going to see dresses in prints and subtle earthy shades that are featured, as you can see here in this look right here. You could actually take this look and put your cowboy boots underneath it. In fact, I think, well, no, she's not wearing a cowboy boot, but you could do that. So that's one way of kind of combining a couple aesthetics. Another major boho element this year are the bell bottoms, okay, or the real strongly flared jeans. Then you take that and you pair it with a flowery top with a puffy sleeve, and you're going to be right on trend. So boho style tends to be all about neutrals and subtler shades. So maybe you'd want to consider a suede clog. Clogs are big, definitely boho. And look for a clog in suede. It's a key look for the season. And I don't know, some might think it's mandatory for a boho wardrobe. I don't think so much. I'd rather do a boot myself. So you see, you can take little itsy bitsy parts of these trends and put them in and combine them with your primary style. So anybody in for boho with me? Let's see. Hey, Harriet, my goodness, how great to see you, or not see you, but see your comment. You're going to keep us updated on new class. Yes. All right. Must sign off. Well, peace to you, my friend. Glad you're here. All right. Boho in shoes only for Patty. All right. Well, I like to do prints in tops, and I like to do boots as well. I also like to do some of their jewelry. So that is it. Those are the 5 major trends that I'm seeing. So Western, preppy, business, boho, and feminine romantic. So what are you going to pick and choose to add to the wardrobe? But what I want to remind you to do is start again with your vision. And for those of you, I was just going to tell you, for those of you that still struggle with that a little bit, I want to invite you to think about joining my Empowered Style program for 2023. I've got one session rolling right at the moment, and we're having so much fun. And Patty was in the last group that went through, and I think what it does is it really helps you with your vision. It gives you clarity on the 5 pillars that you really need to kind of nail to have a style that you can truly call your own. And then to know, just like Patty has said today, she's very definitive. No, I wouldn't do this. Yes, I would do that. And that's because she's got great clarity around her empowered style. So if you happen to have an interest in that program, just know that it will start up again in January of 2023. And what I would invite you to do is just to direct message me through Facebook and just say, put me on the wait list. It doesn't mean you're obligated to it at all, but what it does mean is that I will make sure that you get the information early so you can get signed up and join us in 2023. And what better way to have a new you in the new year? So have fun with fall trends. Start paying attention to what you're seeing in catalogs and what you're seeing is if you're walking through stores. And don't get hooked in just because it's a trend. Really make sure that the trend fits into your style personality. So I'll sign off for today, and I will, oh, good point. I will not be here next week because we just got a notification from PG&E that we are going to have our power off all next Friday, the 16th, because they are going to be putting in a new power pole in our neighborhood. So I know they're going through, like in a lot of areas, and replacing power poles so that they can protect against fires and so forth. So we're on their rotation. This happened to us once last year. It's happening again next week. So unfortunately, I won't see you next week again, but I will be back the following week. So let me know if you're watching this on replay, that you're here on replay, and also go ahead and comment when you're on replay which of these themes you might want to take a stronger look at. So that's it for now, and I will see you back here in 2 weeks. Take care now. Bye-bye.